Alright, we're back on gaming. Yeah, and it's been a long night, and it's also been a long day. I'm sure you've seen what has transpired, especially on CNN, and we're going to talk about that a little bit. I want to have that as an opener, because this is still gaming related, okay? But I want to say this now, okay? After what transpired last night here in Philadelphia, especially in Philadelphia, I don't know if y'all heard that. But, anyways, what transpired here in Philadelphia after, the verdict, what happened with Ferguson. We have seen here in Philadelphia, there was a lot of marching last night. It's going on through today. It's still going on right now. Protesters were at City Hall. They were going to, was it the highway? They went to I-95. They went to 676. I mean, protesters are everywhere, okay? So I just want to make this, clear, all right? Because I've seen it on Twitter as well. I want to talk about these social justice warriors, all right? And these people talk about how, some random screen name, they told me to get back in the kitchen, and I'm being oppressed, and donate to my Patreon. Did you see what fucking happened last night? Did you see that? That is real oppression. Don't sit here and tell me everything that you're in the gaming industry. Some of you have had your parents give you thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars to open up your own fucking company, but you're going to sit here and talk about oppression. This is what I'm talking about. Trying to take what we go through every fucking day. Every day. And you're going to sit here and you're going to say, we're being oppressed. It's like Paul Mooney said, and I quote, everybody wants to be a nigga, but nobody wants to be the nigga. That's what it comes down to. So from now on, I don't want to hear anything about being oppressed. If you saw what happened, you want us to play football, you want us to dance, you want us to sing for you, you want us to be target practice at this point, and you want us to be quiet about it. That is oppression. So yeah, when I see the youth get mad because our fucking president wants to come out of months all of a sudden, wants to come out and say, you need to be quiet and civil protesting. And no, the youth don't want to hear that shit when they see one of their own getting gunned the fuck down all the fucking time. Do I sit and condone rioting? Hell no. But if you insist on rioting, at least people of Ferguson at least hit the spots that make sense, that are important. Don't sit and set fire to fucking Little Caesars or go and fucking loot liquor stores. That doesn't help your fucking cause. But it seems like people don't care about that. That's the sad part of all this. And CNN, don't even get me fucking started on CNN, because I'll put it like this. When you have 500 protesters, okay? 500. And the verdict is put down, and nothing happens for about an hour and a half. All of a sudden, we got some vandalism in the cars. Let's make a big story about it. Fucking Don Lemon talking about there's a scent of marijuana in there. Obviously, there's marijuana in the air. What the fuck is that shit? They don't have nothing to do with the damn thing that's going on, the civil unrest. But I'll put it like this. You want to sit here and keep highlighting cars on fire. Should we talk about San Francisco Giants fans who set the buses on fire during the World Series? Should we talk about Penn State fans who absolutely rioted during Joe Paterno's firing? No, we don't talk about that. But apparently, setting fire to a car, or just the vandalism, because at first it didn't start, the fire. That was at least an hour and a half. But the vandalism was break the car windows and then tag up on the car. Apparently, that is enough to call people savages. Are you serious? That is what pisses me off right now. And these SJWs, I tell you, I swear to fucking God, when you sit here and you say, well, Martin Luther King, he's rolling, he's sad right now. He's rolling his grief. I wouldn't know what Martin Luther King feels right now, because Martin Luther King is fucking dead. They assassinated him even though he used peaceful protest. You understand that, right? So from now on, I don't want to hear any more about oppression. Because obviously you don't know what the fuck real oppression is. I don't want to hear it. And yes, there are various levels of oppression. There are. But don't sit here and tell me you're going to preach this shit to the moon when this shit is going on. I told you before, I'm just dealing out YOLO gems. One for you, one for you, one for you at this point. They're fucking frauds. Don't sit here and tell me you privilege. Look, don't get me started. Don't fucking get me started. No way can you label this type of oppression in video games. when this real shit is going on. No way. No fucking way. Nobody wants to hear it. And the thing is, we sat on pre-on stream, we played Smash first, and then we went to the stream to talk about the verdict. We were on for like 5 till about 12. I tapped out about 12:20 a.m. All right, so we were on there for a very long time, and it was a number of us. It wasn't just black people. You know what I mean? It was all people of races and color sitting and listening to this verdict. And the fact that you want us to keep doing this, it's absolutely pathetic that you people would sit here and say, and I'm talking about, once again, social justice warriors, I feel sorry for the people of Ferguson, and this is wrong. You're the same fucking people who told us minorities don't fucking exist in gaming. You're fucking hypocrites. See, you have to understand, every day we deal with this. And when you see things like this, like a Trayvon Martin, like a Mike Brown, when you see these things happen, I've been in those situations. I could have easily been in one of those when I was a kid. Easily. Okay? But thankfully, that I didn't end up like that. So when you see these articles, once again, when they try to highlight Ferguson and talk about fucking watchdogs, or when they highlight Ferguson and talk about fucking Battlefield Hardline, don't give me this shit, Polygon and Kotaku. You should be ashamed of yourselves. You should be. But apparently, we're just going to let that shit slide. Every fucking time. And every time somebody brings up Not Your Shield, it just gets thrown, it's technically thrown under the bus. Because everyone is focused on GamerGate, not Your Shield. I talked about this last week. Like I said, man, you're telling us exactly what we thought. And it's not just, the gaming media. It's the industry in general. When you see the industry, I keep telling you, all right, this is something that the industry has created. It is. We've seen it time and time again. We've seen the embargoes. We've seen them pay trolls to do these type of things. We now here, even in Philadelphia, we now have writers. There's people at Temple University, and there's also people at the Philadelphia Inquirer. You guys and girls sent me the article, earlier this week, about how they're proclaiming GamerGate is dead after the storm of GamerGate. Who said it's over? Who said that? I sure as hell didn't say it's over. A lot of people don't say it's over. There's a number of gamers who feel this is no way over by a long shot. And you're going to sit here and say, during the holiday season, once again, that this is over. I told you, holiday season, they want to make money. The people at the Inquirer, because you're only, 10 minutes away from me? And that's walking, okay? The lady who wrote that article about, because, everyone's saying the same thing here, even in the media. GamerGate is nothing but a bunch of white gamers, white neckbeard gamers who are being misogynist. Any time, and any of you SJWs want to come down and meet me in Philadelphia, I will take you to University City, to 40th Street, to the arcade that is right there next to the Copacabana, and I will show you, because there's a ton of Street Fighter machines there, there's a ton of Marvel vs. Capcom machines there, predominant gamers who play there are black. That's right, are black. Anytime you want to come down, I will show you this. And anybody who has been there to that arcade can also verify, they can verify my claims. Don't sit here and tell me that this is a white male issue, a cis white male issue. It is not, especially for all the months that we've seen. Apparently, these people here in Philadelphia, in the local media, they didn't get the fucking memo. This is ridiculous. And speaking of fucking ridiculous, let's talk more. Let's talk about over the weekend, the IGDA. That's right. Independent Gamers Developers, the IGDA, whatever the fuck you want to call it. I didn't even know the fuck it exists at one point. A lot of people said on Twitter, I didn't know it exists. Apparently, they have now they put some person in charge, some dumbass, to make an app that would make a block list for almost 10,000 people saying that you are doing harassment. Now I put it like this. Let's be honest. It's not a block list, it's a blacklist. And that is illegal. And for you to sit here and blacklist all these people over harassment online without any type of proof that this has happened, makes you look like a dumbass. It does. I don't understand how you hold a position of power at this point. It's pathetic. And it got to the point where even chairman, that's right, of the IGDA or whatever, chairman in Puerto Rico were on the blacklist as well. So the IGDA put their own chairman on the list because he follows a number of people. That's right. So once again, we're doing guilty by association. Do you understand this? Now, I talked about this before, just to show you how 10 steps ahead of the game I am. I talked about this before with Jim Sterling and a number of people. What did I say before? Even last week I said it. If you support these people who have said such hateful things towards our community, then you don't deserve to be, listened to. And now they're taking the same, they're taking the same blueprint, but they're magnifying it times 10. That's what it is. So now they're cutting off their own. Developers, chairmen, anybody. Matter of fact, it got to the point where people were saying, you can sit here and you can put us on a blacklist, but you need to show proof. And if you don't show proof, you can talk to my lawyer. That's what it's getting to. There is so much unrest, and it is civil unrest, when you are sitting here and proclaiming that somebody is harassing somebody online without proof. And you have families come out and saying, why am I on this list? Why are my kids who are mentally unstable, who are handicapped, on this list? Why are they on this list? You are ruining lives by doing this because you think this is some type of fucking game. And the IGDA, finally, because once money was involved, once companies got involved and said, oh no, you're going to talk to our lawyers, they decided to pull this tool, because they're saying it's imperfect. And, we got to make sure it's better. Nothing is perfect. Nothing. But you have to understand the fact that you went with this shows that you advocate this type of blacklist. And that is the part. And the thing is, of course, no apology whatsoever, but they're going to pull this for now. Now, in that tweet, they say that it's not the IGDA's tool, but they used it. They advocated all this, meaning they advocate this algorithm, this weird algorithm that blocks anybody. But the key words are, for now, which means they can bring it back at any time. Gamers, I do not understand why anybody would support something like this. I said it over the weekend because the IGDA was here in Philadelphia not too long ago with Game Jam. I said on Twitter, please, gamers, don't support Game Jam. Don't do that. Not until they clean up their act, because this is something, as human beings, we should not have to deal with. Like I said, it's amazing how they'll come up with these apps, they'll make these block lists, they'll make up all these, insinuations about how us GamerGaters are, not your shielders are. They'll call us stupid. They'll sit here and say that we don't know any better, that we're internalizing racism and supremacy and misogyny, and they'll call us everything under the sun, but they won't sit and talk to us to come up with a viable solution, a viable resolution, which tells me, so for everyone who's sitting here saying, we can still make this work, no, it can't work. They don't want to hear our side. I've said this time and time again. All these stunts that they have pulled, and yet they won't even sit down like mature adults and talk to us. That is what it comes down to. But then you see companies getting banned left and right in this algorithm. People like KFC, the company KFC, that's right, Kentucky Fried Chicken was banned as well because of who they follow. So if you follow someone, they follow you back. If you follow them, then obviously you must be for, pro GamerGate or whatever, because they think it's all harassment anyway, right? So KFC has now been banned from these people. And it's funny because gamers are saying, look, the only thing KFC has ever done to harass anybody is this. And when other developers found out that they were banned by the IGDA, they finally spoke out on the issue. So anybody at this point who still think that GamerGate or Not Your Shield is about sexual harassment or harassment online in general, alright, instead of about the actual ethics of journalism, we're going to put that to rest right now. So I'll put it like this, gamers, you should be making a list, and I guess because it's the holidays, check it twice, and understand that there are developers who are for you, there are developers who are neutral, and there are developers who are definitely against you, especially since we've seen not too long ago, they just had a developers meeting talking about how they're going to back each other on this aspect, on this issue. That's right. They're going to back each other regardless of everything that they have done, everything that they have said to you. But let's talk about the CEOs. That's right. Now we have CEOs coming out and saying that they released games that they knew were game-breaking bugs. They knew, but they still put it towards you consumers because they still want you to buy it regardless, and they'll just fix it later. As it states from CEO from Grip Digital, Jacob Makiska, I have approved games for release that I knew contained game-breaking, save-corrupting bugs because otherwise we would miss our release window. And yet, after those claims, that man is still allowed to keep his job. Do you understand the arrogance? Now they're telling you straight up that, look, we're going to release game-breaking bugs. Yeah, we've done it, and you still bought it, and you're still stupid enough to keep buying it. Do you understand what's going on here? And yet, gamers, you keep doing this. I don't understand why. But apparently, this is still supposed to be about sexual harassment, right? Oppression, right? Let's talk about this right now, all right? And this will be in the info bar, all right? Sweden considers adding sexism ratings to video games. And you know why I have a problem with that? I'll tell you exactly why I have a problem with that. Because all these women are coming out and saying that this is sexist, now you want to add this rating. What about us men? Have we not seen characters who are 250 pounds, solid muscle chiseled with like a zero waistline? Have we not seen this? You're not a manly man unless you do this, or smoke this cigarette, or say fuck yeah when you win, or, I mean, come on. I mean, seriously, we can point to a number of games. Gears of War, Street Fighter, as we know, we've talked about this before, Street Fighter. The characters are so stereotypical that you shouldn't take it seriously. I mean, come on. If you look at back in the old Street Fighter as opposed to now, Ryu has gained so much mass and so much definition. You've got to be kidding me if you don't think that there's pressure on men as well as opposed to women. So when you have this sexism rating, guess what? You're going to have to put that on damn near all games. All right? But as we know, they're only doing this because women are saying that this is sexist. But apparently, if it's men, it's a whole double standard thing that's ridiculous. But speaking of sexism, this is sexist. It's the industry and all this. You know what? Let's talk about this right now because apparently it's not supposed to be about corruption in gaming, right? Let's talk about how Activision tried to, and I'll put it like this, tried to put prostitutes for hire, that's right, because they wanted to have better ratings for their games and other people refused those offers. As you can see, when this journalist is asked, it says, what's the weirdest bit of game memorabilia or swag you've ever seen? And the person responds, a prostitute paid for by Activision that I refused. And that person responds, for real? And it says, yes, back in 2000. Even wrote about it for OPM. It says, I knew a few journalists who had escorts paid for by Wargaming as recent as a few months ago. Like I said, the industry is just as guilty, and for gamers to go after only the media, granted, we should be going after the media, but these companies are keeping quiet, because like I said, they created this. They're just as guilty. You should be getting on the companies as well. This is not just about the media, alright? They take responsibility as far as I'm concerned, but that's not all. No. There's more on Activision. Now Activision is deciding on YouTubers to put copyright strikes for any YouTuber who shows the new Call of Duty, who shows any type of glitches that are in the game. Given the machinima embargo for Call of Duty information, it says, Activision Warfare glitch videos. Activision is particularly vigilant about Call of Duty videos lately, issuing strikes on videos showing glitches. If you post videos highlighting these glitches, your channel may be liable to receive a copyright strike, so please be careful. So Activision, let me get this straight. Instead of you fixing the game, you're going to punish players by showing glitches. So let's get this straight. You're going to copyright strike channels because of glitches. I want people to think about that for a minute. Because they showed a glitch, they're going to strike you down in a game, a glitch, instead of them fixing. All right, and yet people still support this shit, right? You still support this. You know what? It's pathetic that Activision would do something like that. Fix the game. That's all you gotta do. It's not that hard. Fix the fucking game. I cannot believe that YouTubers are being copyright, stricken or, strike because of a glitch. Because they show a glitch in a game. It's a game. Like I said, I understand people are going to say it's business, but a glitch being shown does not justify copyright strikes. That's ridiculous, okay? But I want to move on to more FPS. For those who don't know, I'll put this little nugget in the info bar, all right? Copyright, see, I'm still in the copyright thing. Counter-Strike, all right? Global offensive cheating scandal rocks the competitive scene. Esports, though. Like I said, there has to be some guidelines. There has to be some really strong rules to this thing. This is ridiculous, all right? But I'll put that in, in the info bar for you to look at. Also, Titanfall Deluxe Edition, EA, and they're bullshit. All right, Titanfall Deluxe Edition announced includes all DLC. Yeah, because Titanfall didn't sell enough to make a Game of the Year edition, so they got to rename it to the Deluxe Edition. Nobody wants this shit. That's why you're trying to, push out all the DLC with it. This is what I mean. Stop buying the damn thing right away because you just got to have it and just wait. Apparently, they will put it all together in another package. Another, Deluxe Edition, Complete Edition. They got 1,000 names for the edition for you to buy. That's what it comes down to. Speaking of FPS, I'm going to keep moving on. For those who don't know, I'm going to show a video real quick. Ghost in the Shell. That's right. For those who don't know, they're coming out with another game. Now, as we know, anybody who's a big fan of Ghost in the Shell, like myself, and have the games, you know that the original Ghost in the Shell for PS1 wasn't that great. You also know for the PS2 they made a standalone complex game. Wasn't that great. Now they decided to go the route of the FPS. That's right. So let's take a look at it and see exactly what it looks like. And this is actually not for the PS4, not for the Xbox One, not for the PS3, not for the 360. So far, it is exclusive to the PC.
赛지금부터전대전을 시작한다.
가속 진출 적의 공격을 무력화해. 이런 것은 안 놓쳐 넘겨주지. 여러 스킬을 사용하여 영상 정보를 송신한다. 구동 수비를 불구시키겠습니다. 녀석, 센트리는 어떻게 해주지? 전열부터 수신을 하게 이상 너들 신뢰적 일어나
While the game looks pretty good, it's okay. I like the fact that they added the laughing man thing when you kill. I actually like that. But, because it goes to show you that you can do kills without being over the top gory and things of that nature. You know what I mean? You can still have style and still, prevail. However, I will say this. I'm kind of torn on this game due to the fact that if anyone who's a fan of Ghost in the Shell, Ghost in the Shell isn't about high-impact action. It's not about firefights and being up close like that. I mean, it's mostly about narrative, it's mostly about chase scenes, and when you do have action, it's hand-to-hand combat, it's close-quarters combat. It's not much about shooting. However, the games itself have been a lot about shooting. which is kind of going against what, what the shows are about, the series is about in the movies. But, I mean, it does look pretty good. I mean, for an FPS, I'll say, I'll give it a chance, when it comes out. I'm a big Ghost in the Shell fan, so it has the lore, so I'll flock to it to see how it is. Also, I want to move on. I want to talk about Elite Dangerous. We talked about this last week, about how it was going to be an always online issue. Well, apparently, gamers spoke out about it, and the company was like, you're not getting refunds. And gamers freaked out, as they should. And now, Elite Dangerous is creating, they're reassessing a refund policy, or, they're reassessing their refund of refusal. So for those who are, like I said, I didn't even know this game existed until last week, until the news came out about it. But for those who, who are on the bubble, or have invested in this game, you can now, you can keep pushing them to give you a refund if you really don't want always online. Okay? Also, I need to talk about the FGC. I always talk about the FGC. Like I said last week, I talked about FGC, and they did a great thing. I still haven't seen the numbers for the food drive yet, so I will talk about that hopefully next week. It'll be a tight squeeze next week. I'll explain why later. But here's some news. First Dead or Alive boss returns as a cyborg in Dead or Alive 5 last round. Really? You're really going to bring him back as a cyborg, so technically, you're pulling a Capcom. And for those who don't know what I'm talking about, this is what I mean about pulling a Capcom. I cannot tell you how many nightmares I've had before beating Cyborg Kuma in the arcades. It's just, it comes back to me so quickly. I'm happy that Cyborg Kuma hasn't been in that many games. He should be Outlaw, damn it! He should be. Cyborg Kuma is so overpowered, it's ridiculous. Anyways, I do want to move on. I want to talk about Smash, alright? Apparently, we've heard from Nintendo before how there would be no DLC for Smash Brothers, but now Nintendo Europe is confirming that Mewtwo will be in Smash. It will be DLC later down the line, so you'll be able to play as Mewtwo. At this point, if you're paying for DLC for fighters, especially with Mewtwo for Pokemon and Smash, Mewtwo is going to be overpowered. And I can see that Mewtwo being taken out of tournament play. I will talk about Smash right now. I want to talk about this. In the previous 2 days, y'all know I got Smash on Friday. I probably had about 20 matches before I decided to play online with Prion and a number of us. On Sunday, me and Prion did one-on-ones. And then afterwards, yesterday, like I said, before the Ferguson issue, we played at 5. It was a number of us playing. I want to talk about this now, because Rinku brought to my attention this morning about Link. And Rinku is a great Link player. All right, for what I've seen, he knows how to use it. It's custom, pretty much customized, as we say. It's custom to how he plays. For those who know, I main Samus, original Samus, not Zero Suit Samus. So I was a bit frustrated in the stream yesterday playing against Link, because I felt as though Link has an out for pretty much any angle that you're going to attack him on. I mean, you've got bombs, you've got arrows, you've got boomerangs, you've got tornadoes. The sword, as we know, sword players are strong as it is. We know he has anti-air. I mean, everything that he has, the grapple hook, everything that Link has, he has an answer for pretty much anything that you can attack him on, alright? But Rinku had said to me this morning, if you got frustrated with my Link, you should, really check out this guy that I played not too long ago this morning with Link. All he did was spam stun. He didn't use his sword, and he kept zoning with Link. And I put it like this because he was saying how he was afraid that he was going to lose. Let's talk about this right now. Smash players, all right? If you think that you're not going to lose, if you're taking it that serious in Smash, there's something wrong with you. And it's not even towards pro players. You know and I know that you're going to lose a game in Smash, alright? And to only do 1v1s with, Link going into, just zoning and spam stunning, and then, and Rinku said every time he got close, he would use the shield and then grapple hook and kick. And that's a problem, because I put it like this. If you go against a Link like that, and doesn't use their sword, and they're going to keep zoning and keep using spam stun, there are a number of characters that could destroy Link in 1v1, alright? We're talking Mega Man, we're talking Pac-Man, we're talking Duck Hunt Dog, we're talking Villager, and I said this in the stream yesterday, Duck Hunt, I'm sorry, not Duck Hunt Dog. Villager, Duck Hunt Dog, that can and that frisbee, man. If you set traps right, it could really destroy you. But Villager can collect those things. All right, it's a very underrated character. Kirby could also, take you down in that type of aspect. But Villager, if you decide you want to spam stun, or you decide you just want to just fire projectiles, Villager will be like, I'll take that, thank you. And I'll just wait, and I'll take that, and I'll take that. And I'll just wait. Oh, you're not going to do anything? Oh, I'll just plant this tree. And it's like, okay, now you want to come towards me? I'll just throw everything back at you. That's what Villager does. And it seems like that type of Link in a 1v1 would not survive when it comes to a party play. You know what I mean? Or even on a short board. You can't zone. And talk about a person who mains Samus. Okay? So, when you main Samus, and you should know, anybody who's played with, regular Samus, not very strong when it comes to, being up close. So, and it's not a zoning character that much either. You have to mid-range with Samus. So you're constantly in the battle, you're constantly doing things. For those who know, when I showed those combos yesterday, especially when it comes to down punch, going up, fire, you do the fire, 360 fire, and then you go up into the, into the spinning kick, and then you go into, after the spinning kick, you can go right into screw attack straight up. You're pretty much vulnerable. And usually with Samus, you can't, that down hit isn't really going to do much, as opposed to, sword players who have, that down smash or whatever. And they can bounce you straight off the board. If they hit it right, they can bounce you, they come straight down, and then you're pretty much launched off the board. You're not coming back. There's certain things with Samus you also have to understand that with Samus, they've kind of nerfed her due to the fact that when you grapple, and I've said this in the stream, if you throw backwards, it's 8%. You throw forwards, it's 9%. And you have to understand that's a big deal because with Samus, you're not really going to KO anybody unless they're at 100 or 130%. So with Samus, it's a little tough. But when you're going against a Link, and I said this with Rinku, it kind of frustrated me yesterday trying to find different attacks with it, because with Samus, when you attack, and you're in the air, you're kind of vulnerable because they kind of float. You spam, you drop those bombs. I won't say spamming because you're using those bombs not only as an offensive but a defensive, so they can't really attack you as much. But when you go head on with a sword player, they can cut right through that, and that's it. Especially with a Mac player who can punch right through that, in your attacks. And as we know, Mac players, they're vulnerable in the air, but you got to get them in the air first. That's the thing. So when I see, when Rinku was telling me about this Link player who just zones all day and shoots arrows and, and things of that nature, you clearly can get around that, but with certain characters, they will body that type of Link fighter free. Seriously, Pac-Man on an angle when it comes to using the pellet and going across will body that Link player free, especially if they're not using the sword. The sword is pretty much the biggest thing that they can do, and they're at, and that's their main power. And if they keep running and zoning and trying to spam you, then if you put them in party play, they're done. It's absolutely it's free all day for them. Smash players, I don't understand. I understand there's some pro players out there, but you cannot spam and keep running and spam and keep running and spam. That, first off, that doesn't make the game fun. Okay? We're here to have fun. This is not competitive. Same thing with Mario Kart 8. If you're trying to be competitive after everything that you see, it's not competitive. If you take it too serious, you're going to absolutely frustrate yourself to the point where you don't want to play the game anymore. And I know a lot of people say, well, get good. It's not about getting good. If a Link player is spamming and they're not using their main power and they're just going to, bow, bomb, and then, every once in a while you'll see a wind or whatever. If that's what you're doing as a Link player and trying to zone and play safe, that's not going to get you but so far. Because people are worried about their win-loss ratio. This has to stop already. Alright? Even the pros can be beaten. But for you to try and zone Link player with another Link player, I understand that's a mirror match. There's going to be rhythm problems with that. But any other player, like I said, Pac-Man, Mega Man, Villager, Kirby, there's a number of people that can counteract that. There's a number. That Link player should be ashamed of themselves for trying to to jump around and spam all day. That's ridiculous. That's as bad as Hadouken's being spammed. It's ridiculous. Seriously, it's Smash. We know that it's not that technical. There is some meta to it, but, and I know a lot of people say, fuck your meta, I get it. You know what I mean? There's some meta to it, and there's some skills to it, but you can't sit here and just run around the board and spam all day. That's absolutely ridiculous. You zone within your character's reach. Like I said, with Samus, mid-range, if people are fighting, long range, but you still get into that fight. You still do. You can still dash attack. You can still get past those things. There's still dodging. There's still ways around things. But it does become frustrating after a point with certain characters and matchups. Come on, we know counter picks. Anybody in FGC knows when you say counter pick, you know you're in for a hell of a ride. Anyways, I just wanted to speak on that because I told Riku I would speak on it a little bit, at the end of this video. So anyways, hopefully that was enough. I mean, seriously, for things that we've seen this week and this weekend, it's just absolutely ridiculous. This is not what gaming is. And like I said, next week will be a little time crunch because for those who don't know, I am going to the UK on December 3rd. So I'm going to be, going out and seeing the sites and partying up with, I believe, Gaming and Marcus. There's a number of us, Angela. There's a number of us that are going to get together and party it up like adults. So that's what gaming is, man. I told you, once you start making relationships online, you start meeting people face to face, you become friends, you start learning about each other. That's what it is. So that should be fun. I'm really looking forward to that next week. And like I said, we are a day away before Thanksgiving Eve, I should say. I still got boxing, Jesus. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Thanksgiving Eve, for everything that you've seen within this week, for everything, the riots or whatever, like I said, be thankful for what you have. Seriously, I understand it's the holidays, and we see such ugliness. We do. But at the end of the day, your friends and family count more than this video game thing, than this media, than these... It's just, there's so much that's going on. And of course, these news outlets, no matter what media, they're going to take it and they're going to run with it because they want ratings or they want clicks, and you know how this goes. Gamers, it's time, that, especially during this holiday season, show them who really has the power. Because that's what it comes down to. It really does. Anyways, I'm done for hopefully this week. I'm going to try to get out some gameplay videos. I know I'm getting a lot of requests still about Resident Evil and Walking Dead, and I will get to those. I'm going to try to get to those this week, but if I don't, then it will be when I get back. You know what I mean? But I haven't forgot about them. Anyways, also I should start putting up some Smash videos. I should. I really should. But I have to look at, what Nintendo has in store of, what you can show and what you can't show. We saw that with Mario Kart 8. Anyways, I'll talk to you later. Y'all be safe. I'm out.